What is happening, YouTube? I'm Keaton here representing Formula Golf and the newly crowned lab that I've been making all of my swing changes in. This is my sponsor's garage. He lets me use it every morning and evenings if I need it. It's a great place for me to really just focus on the technique and the positions of the golf swing, whereas on the golf course when I practice, it's for feel. I'm able to get a lot of detail on it because if you can see here, I have the JC Video Motion Analyzer, which is what a lot of teaching pros uses, my pro included. You can have a database with hundreds of pros, and I compare them all mostly to Tiger Woods. And then and it's really cool to be able to compare yourself and see the positions that these guys get in that allow them to excel and become the best in the world. So I'm really trying to be more detailed in my approach towards my swing changes. Been doing this for the last 3 weeks or so. I have some swings saved on from when I started and until now. And I also have the SkyTrack, which is pretty freaking sweet. The numbers are pretty accurate, especially with the irons and the wedges. And so between the two here, I can just sit here for a couple hours in the morning, go out to the golf course, go work on the short game, then go play. And it's a pretty sweet little gig and little rig we got set up in here. So I'm going to film myself swing a few shots. I'm going to show you what I'm working on and dissecting it on the JC Video Motion Analyzer. And I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you can apply it to yourselves. So here's my first swing with my 56-degree wedge. Hope you guys can notice a little bit of a difference between the swings in my last few videos compared to now. Last time I had a video posted on the site, it was about a month ago, so I made a lot of changes since then. Show you the numbers here. Press the replay on the SkyTrack. My normal stock carry with my 56 degree is 105 yards, so it is very nice to see that it landed on that number. Sandwiches do not roll out 8 yards, so I just ignore that and just look at where I landed it. I would like to launch it maybe a little bit lower than 37. Spin's fine. Club head speed, ball speed's fine, and 2 yards right, so 6 feet. I'd also like to start a little more left, but I'm not going to be picky when you hit it 6 feet. So here's what I've been really working on with my sand wedge. I'm going to put a little line right here on my eyes. I've had that issue with really lifting up and my eyes going really far back and away from the ball, forcing me to reroute and come back down, and it was causing me so many issues. So on this video, you'll see that I'm getting a lot better at staying more or less like just not lifting up and putting myself out of position on the backswing. And the way I feel like I need to do that is to have my left shoulder kind of turn more down instead of up and around. And it's allowing me to get back into a nice, it allows me to shallow it out from the top, and I can come down and the club stays square all the way through. So there's not much face rotation here, where in the past I got really bad face rotation. There's nothing wrong with that one right there, and that's why, I went nice and straight. I'm going to go back and show you guys, I've been having issues with coming in really steep. So this is actually going to be the first day that I started using this system here. This is on the 2nd of January, 16 days ago. And I'm really forcing myself to stay down here. Like, I feel like I'm actually diving forward to keep my head where it is. But by doing that, obviously, I'm not used to being in that position. And so I'll come down steep a lot. So you'll see right here when I take it back and I'll get to the top. The first move down is almost like a pull down. As you can see, it's still outside on the way back, but right here is more of a pull. See that there? And it's kind of more steep, and I was really inconsistent. The club head flipped over, and it was really hard for me to hit straight shots, especially with the wedges, and have good contact when I first started making these moves. And here's a most recent video before the one today. This one, you'll see a lot better of a path. I was trying to hit like a low squeezy kind of little cut on a knockdown and keep my spine angle down, which is what I was working on. Applying the spine angle to the full swing helps me keep it more stable. This one's just more neutral here for a cut. I mean, when I say cut with a wedge, they're not cutting 5 yards or anything, but they're just kind of bleeding off. And yes, I know I have skinny legs. So now moving on to my 7-iron.
Again, it's the same kind of premise here, and I'll show you where this one goes. My only issue right now with how I'm hitting the ball is I'm starting them too far to the right often. I don't know if it's whether the sky track and I'm not aiming correctly, but it looked like that one took off a little bit to the right. The numbers are really good. Normally my 7-iron goes 180. 185 is really long for a 7-iron. Kind of surprised myself on that one. Hit it at 30 feet. So it started off right, kind of just bled off that line, which isn't bad. There's not much turn on it, so I'm not too frustrated about it. It's pretty easy to get on the driving range and dial in, how straight you're going to need to hit it because you have a target to look at and not a net. So again, make sure that head stays down. It's not as forced anymore. I can still get better. My left shoulder can still be a little bit lower, but it's a nice stable spot on top. And it allows me just to be nice and shallow and neutral coming down. And from here, it's just kind of turn. Another thing I was focusing on is my head going down would move forward, like the bill of my hat would move like past the ball to the left instead of staying behind it. So I've been working on that, and you'll see my head kind of stay a lot more stable through the ball now. Club exits under my left shoulder, which is really good. And I'm building a repeatable swing now, and it's pretty exciting. So I'm gonna go back to the 13th, so 5 days before this video was filmed, and show you a 7-iron where I've had to work on. Just 5 days ago, I'm still really grinding on this move, especially with my left shoulder. So I want you to pay attention to this one here, and this is me really working to the extreme, and you'll see a different top position. So the shoulder's really staying down. It gets more maybe across even, but I do like it. But it forced me to get too steep right here. I had this issue 5 days ago before I started really grinding on my current moves of just not being able to have consistent ball flight. It would kind of squeeze out right, or I'd hit a unintentional draw, which is a big problem. And I think a lot of it had to do with where it was on top and then just the path coming down. But it wasn't a hard fix. The building blocks are there, and I think I'm doing really well with my head here. So take a look at this line on the left side of my bill. Like I said, the bill of my hat, this is me going back, and you naturally go a little bit up, so I'm not too frustrated about that. But the bill of this hat would point forward at impact, and it would really destabilize the club. And now it's just kind of really square there, just past impact there, fully rotated. It just allowed me to get a lot more room on the ball going through, and it's really helping with the driver the most. So I'm going to put some squares over my head here. It's going to look slightly different from each other because I'm wearing a hat in one and a beanie in the other. I do like the swing on the left more. The next day I played Rams Hill and probably had the best driving day I've had in years. But these are swings I'm trying to build, be a little bit more consistent. The one on the right's a little bit different. I have to dissect that one. I think a lot of it had to do with maybe camera angle. And also the timing is a little bit off, but it's a really good spot on top on the left right there. It's just nothing wrong with that. It's kind of just stuck there, so it's just, from there it's just turn. The club wants to come in a nice pat down. The head isn't coming too far back and up like it was before I started doing this, and I'm really excited about where it's going. The stable face through the ball and everything is just basically where I want it to be. So one last look here. See, the head stays still. Still could be better. I still could be a little bit lower with my my left shoulder, but I want to make sure I don't get across the line when I do that. So just a little bit more work to do. Nice transition move from the top. Then it's just fire away. So if you guys notice anything different from the last few swings in the last few videos I've had, leave a comment below and see if you notice a difference. I will be posting more of these as the swing changes come through. It is almost tournament season, and I'm hoping to be pretty much settled in with all my moves here within the next week or so. And I'm just looking forward to it. I mean, the ball striking's there. Get the putting down, and I think I'm going to be in really good shape for this upcoming season. I just want to build a consistent swing so I can really go for it. So the right hip will stay high as I turn. The right elbow comes more in instead of more throwy like it has been in the past. and the club stays square and nice and stable through the ball. Still in front of my chest. And Shazam. So it's good fun. I got a sweet video coming up soon. I think we're going to do a collab with Brendan from Be Better Golf. We're going to have a little course vlog. And I should be playing golf against one of his proteges, Harold, out there at Skylinks. And we'll be playing for a chance to get into the Long Beach Open. Really looking forward to it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Always remember to keep on grinding.